Right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Waha, Racha, Chodash. Honors to the apostles and elders, chiefly those of Great Millstone, and other like-minded elders in Israel that teach well, by whom I learned this truth, through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Shalom, Barakim to the hope for the elect, house of David. Right, citation to you, Akim, that are laboring, right, ministering week in, week out, highways, byways, chief place of concourse, giving up your bodies as a living sacrifice unto Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai in all truth and sincerity, right? This is the brother Daniela, back with a quick lesson through the spirit. It's been a minute, man. I've been under the weather, man. I've been real ill last few days. The Lord bringing me back to some strength, man. So the Wadi Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai for that, and the Wada to the Akim also for the prayers, man. But yeah, man, back at it through the spirit, and Lord willing, this lesson is edifying, exalting, and comforting. Right, and what I wanted to go into, or what I was meditating on earlier today, is that what you'll hear a lot from our people, right? What you hear a lot from Jake in general, right? Speaking about, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native and Seminole Indians, we talk about generational wealth, right? Generational wealth in a sense of physical wealth, right? In the sense of you being able to leave, something behind, for your children or the generations to come, And a lot of the time it's thought of in a physical way, i.e., like I say, money, right? In inheritance, in a sense of a physical inheritance, whether it be, land, a house, money, gold, silver, whatever have you, right? A lot of the time when we hear Jake say that, what they mean is money, physical money, right? But what our people don't understand is what true generational wealth is, man. And when I say that, I mean in a spiritual sense, right? Because everything is spiritual before it's physical, and that's the way that we should be operating and thinking in. And it just so happens, Hosea 4:6, right, where a nation destroyed for lack of knowledge, and that lack of knowledge is in the will of our power, whose name is Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, meaning in the name of his only begotten Son. We've lost the knowledge of our power, man. We've lost the knowledge of what he requires from us, right? And what it takes to please him, right? And ultimately, I say all that to say, true generational wealth, right, is wisdom, man, right? And that's the thing that we haven't been leaving. That's the thing that we haven't been passing down, right, to another generation, and so on and so forth, right? Because the generation before, it wasn't handed down to them. And the generation before them, it wasn't handed down to them. Speaking about wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And that of the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. Right? And that's what is that's what true generational wealth is, right? And again, there's nothing wrong with you wanting to leave, or you leaving something physical behind for your children, or an inheritance for your children or the generations to come after you, right? Whether that be your children or your grandchildren or your great-grandchildren. But what we need to be thinking is, first and foremost, is leaving the lessons, again, the wisdom, the knowledge and understanding of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. That's what's meant to come first. And that's what true riches are at the end of the day, man, right? Wisdom, knowledge and understanding. Right, and that's what's missing. That's what's lacking within our nation. That's the thing, like I said, that we haven't been passing down, right? Because you could leave a whole bunch of money, right? You could leave millions upon millions, for the generations to come after you, and so on and so forth. But if those generations that come after you haven't got any wisdom, any knowledge, and any understanding, then it's pointless, man, right? That generational wealth, right, physical wealth that's been left behind is either going to be squandered. Right, not be passed down to the next generation, because that generation of not going to have known what to do with it, right? And we sin it. And again, ultimately, we know, right? And when I say we, I mean us Israelites that actually know what's going on out here. We know that we're suffering and we're still going through the curses, right? Pursuant to Deuteronomy 28th chapter, right? So again, I want to get into the scriptures, man. So Lord willing, this lesson is edifying, exalting and comforting, man. So let me get into it. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and I want to start from I'm going to start from the top and jump down, right? So this is Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 1. It says, "Now therefore hearken, O Israel, unto the statutes and unto the judgments which I teach you," right? "For to do them, that ye may live, and go in and possesses the land which Adonai Yahweh power of your fathers giveth you." Right, now I'm going to jump down to verse 5. It says, "Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as my Lord Yahweh my power commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither thou goest to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom in and understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, Surely this is a great nation, is wise and understanding people." Right? So, these laws, these statutes, these commandments, right? This wisdom, right, in the sight of the nations, right? That's what we're meant to have been passing down to our children and our children's children, man. Right? That's what true generational wealth is. Right? And sadly, again, going back to the curses, things that were written aforetime for our learning, right? These are the lessons that we haven't been passing down to our children, because we understand according to scripture that, there had to be a falling away, man. We had to depart, from our power, and not only that, but depart from, our customs, our traditions. Ultimately, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man. Now that's, pursuant to Baruch. Now that's why we're this day in our captivity, man. Right? Still thinking that physical wealth, right, is gonna save you, man. Right? And again, it's the wisdom, knowledge, understanding that was always gonna be, our power in the sight of the nations, man. And that's no longer having that. That's why we looked at as, bottom of the barrel, right? And a few shekels here or there that you're able to pass down to the next generation ain't gonna change it. Ain't gonna change the fact that we're still under the curses, right? Ask Jay-Z and them, ask Bill Cosby and them, man, right? You're talking about billionaires. Ask Dr. J and them, they're billionaires, right? But guess what? They're still under the curses, right? There's still a level that they can't surpass, man, right? And guess what? Their younger generations are going to suffer. Why? Because those particular men, they haven't passed down this wisdom, knowledge, understanding to their children, right? Matter of fact, they done the opposite, man. Because we know right now they're on Satan's team, man. Right? But the point is, neither have we as a people in general. We ain't been passing down this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man. All these things that were written aforetime for our learning, right? That our children may learn them, right? Let's get that. This is in Deuteronomy 11th chapter. Because, like I say, I hear it all so much, generational wealth, we need to leave something for the children. Yeah, how about leaving them the lessons, the wisdom, the knowledge, all the things that you never had growing up. And I'm not talking about physical things, man. Right? And that's what our people get mixed up in, man. It's like Jake's just asked backwards. You try and do everything backwards, man. Before you're able to leave, physical wealth, man, you got to be making sure that your children are in the right state of mind to even know how to deal with that inheritance or whatever it may be that's left behind, man. You leaving your inheritance or money or millions or whatever have you to children down the line that are incapable, that are incompetent, man. That's not wisdom either, right? So this is Deuteronomy 11, verse 19. It says, "And ye shall teach them unto your children," speaking about what? Speaking about these laws, statutes, and commandments, right? "Speaking of them when thou sittest in thine house," right? And that's one thing we're not doing, right? Your sons and your daughters on TikTok all day. Hey, your parents are on your mobile phones all day, right? Just doing vanity, not actually, using the device for anything good to actually learn anything, right? Just pure folly, man, right? Now your children, right? Now they're just left to their own devices, right? It's the same old sad story, man, right? And it says, "And ye shall teach them to your children, speaking of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up." Meaning what? We're constantly meant to be meditating in the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Constantly meant to be remembering these laws, statutes, and commandments, man. Right? It goes on to say this, right? and thou shalt write them upon the doorposts of thine house. Right, that's something that we used to do. The small hats, right? They tried to do that to this day. Tried to steal that from us. By the doorposts of our house, what we used to do is that you'll have a scroll, man. With the law, statutes, and commandments written on them. Placed by the doorpost. So that what? So when you're entering a room, the first thing that's on your mind is keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, right? In the physical aspect, but also speaking about, it's also speaking about writing them on the doorposts of our mind, man. Constantly meditating, man, so that we don't forget. Because how easily we forget, man. How easily we forget. And then think that money's going to save us, right? And ye shall teach them to your children, speaking of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. And thou shalt write them upon the doorposts of thine house and upon thy gates, right? That your days may be multiplied, and the days of your children in the land which Adonai Yahweh swore unto your fathers to give them, as the days of heaven upon the earth. Right? It says, for if ye shall diligently keep all these commandments which I command you, to do them, to love Adonai Yahweh, your power, to walk in all his ways, and to cleave unto him, then will Adonai Yahweh drive out all these nations from before you, and ye shall possess greater nations and mightier nations than yourself, right? And it's not looking like that's happening right now. Why? Because we forgot our power, man. Right? We sought out and served everything else but Yahweh while Yahweh Shai, man. And now we're suffering as a nation for that, man. And, if we're thinking that, leaving your children some money down the line is going, make everything better, it's not. And don't get it twisted, man. When I say that, there's nothing wrong with doing that. But we got to put everything into perspective. And like the scriptures say, let everything be done, what? Decently and in order, man. And if your house ain't in order and you leave in generational physical wealth, right, then that's going to come to naught at the end of the day, right? If you're not meditating upon these laws, statutes, and commandments and the faith which is in Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, man. Right? Let me see if I can find this quickly. If not, I'll jump back. Calmness of spirit, right there. This is Sirach chapter 27, verse 3. It says, unless a man hold himself diligently in the fear of Ha'adawan, his house shall soon be overthrown. You see that? So if you're not holding yourself diligently in this word, man, like it say, binding them about thy neck, writing them upon the doorpost of your house or your mind even, right? Then your house is going to be overthrown, man. Right? And that's exactly what's happened to us as a nation again. And that's what's going to keep on continually happening to us if we continue to operate in that way of thinking, man. Right? Because true generational wealth is that of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Right? And then the rest will come. And King Solomon was a perfect example of that, man. And we're going to get into it, Lord willing, man. So this is the book of Psalms. Psalm 78. And I had to call the brother up because I was looking for this precept and I couldn't find it. So the word to the brother Abadiah for that one. Right, this is Psalm 78. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 78, verse 5, right? It says, for he established a testimony in Jacob and appointed a law in Israel, which he commanded our fathers that they should make them known to their children, right? That the generation to come might know them, even the children which should be born, who should arise and declare them to their children. You see that? So this is what we're meant to be passing on, right? Generationally, man, right? This is how the curses get broken. Not with some shekels. You can't break these generational curses with shekels, man. Nothing physical can break these generational curses. Set what? Set wisdom, knowledge, understanding, the fear of Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, man. And that's what our people, majority of them are not going to learn that, man. And they're going to have to understand it after death by pain. Right? Because you trusted in all the wrong things, man. You asked backwards, man. Right? Let me read that again. Psalm 78 verse 5, it says, for he established a testimony in Jacob and appointed a law in Israel, which he commanded our fathers that they should make known to their children, that the generation to come might know them, right? And ask yourself a question, man. You Israelite men, women, and children, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native, and Seminole Indians, man. Ask yourself that question. What have you been leaving for your children, man? Or what have you been doing for your children that you never had when you was younger? Now, I'm not talking about nothing physical, man. What about the lessons, man? What about the wisdom, the knowledge, the understanding? Because we hear that all the time too. I'm just trying to do for my children or give my children, what I never had, man. And when people say that, it's always physical, man. It's never spiritual. It's never, what about these lessons? Well, I never had Jordans growing up, so I'm going to put Jordans on my child's feet, man. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. But let's put everything into its right order, man. Everything into perspective, man. What's more important, that your children accumulate wisdom or accumulate Jordans, man? Right? And where are people's minds at, man? In the wrong place. It says, and that they shall make them known to their children, that the generation to come might know them. Right? And the generation to come are finished, man. This generation, Generation Z, man, they're finished. Finito, done, kaput, man. Why? Because they've not got a, as the generations have continued to degrade, right? As I say, man, the generation, that I came in and the generation just underneath me, we say that we the last ones, man. Not to say that, they ain't gonna be those of the elect that come after that. But the point is like, you could just see, the lessons and all the things getting weeded out through the decades to where, like I say, Generation Z are just totally finished, man. There's not like an iota of wisdom, knowledge, understanding in them, man. Combined. And it's crazy, it's scary, man. But it's also what? It's also a sign of the time to let you know what time we're in, man. We're at the end of the end. Right? So Psalm 78:6, it's that the generation to come might know them, even the children which should be born, who should arise and declare them to their children, that they might set their hope in the Most High, and not forget the works of the Most High, but keep his commandments. That's right. And our people have forgotten the works of the Most High, man. Right? They're thinking that money or mammon, right, or man is going to save them. Right? And the sad news is that that's not the case, man. They could never be the case. And that's why I say, majority of our people, they're going to learn that the hard way, man. Because you ain't going to be able to break these generational curses with anything physical, man. Right? Let me jump to the book of Proverbs. Actually, no, you know what? Let's go there first. It's the book of Proverbs, It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse. I'll go straight to the point, right? Verse 16, it says, how much better is it to get wisdom than gold, and to get understanding rather to be, and Salakia, read that for now, I'm getting excited. This is a Proverbs 16, verse 16. How much better is it to get wisdom than gold, and to get understanding rather to be chosen than silver, right? And that's what our people don't understand, man. Right? Because our people have become carnal, man. Everything is always physical. Everything is always physical. And our people have lost that spiritual aspect about them, man. No, that's why, the law called us what? A faithless generation. Now Jake needs to be able to see and hold it, physically, right? All hope and faith is gone, man. Right? And it's a damn shame. It says, how much better is it to get wisdom than gold, and to get understanding rather to be chosen than silver? That's right, because wisdom far surpasses any of those two metals, which are, forms of, they're physical treasure, man. They're forms of collateral at the end of the day, And even in that, majority of you Jakes don't own no gold or no silver, You thinking that this fiat currency is going to save you, when we already know what's about to happen with that. But again, majority of our people don't. And this is why it's so scary realizing that, well, not so much scary for us, But just to see, where these people's mindset are, it's going to be scary for those people, man, when they realize that, the money can't save them, man. And even if you have got, gold, shares in gold and silver, that's not going to be able to deliver you, man, in the day of the Heavenly Father's wrath. You're meant to be seeking out wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, then doing what? Then passing it down to your children, man. And that's the thing that we haven't been doing as a nation, man. We've tried everything else but that. We tried everything else, every carnal means, but that which is spiritual, man. And someone might say, oh, well, the law, but the laws are physical. But no, it is written that the law is spiritual, man. It's what separates us from the other nations. It's what makes us holy, man. Again, that I was reading in Deuteronomy, man. That's our wisdom in the sight of the nations. This is Ecclesiastes, book of Ecclesiastes, chapter Ecclesiastes 7 and 12. It says, "For wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense." Right. So that's why I say, I'm not Xing out or saying there's anything wrong with you leaving a physical inheritance to the generation to come, man, or your children or whatever, right? But please understand and know that is not going to break the generational curses that we're under, because the generational curse that we're under is not just a money-based curse, if you will, right? We're not going through what we're going through as a people right now because we don't have money. Hey, man, I have to say that we're not going through what we're going through as a people right now because we don't have funds, man. Right? It's deeper than that, man. We're going through what we're going through as a nation right now because we have forgotten, man. We have disobeyed our power and we haven't passed these laws, statutes, and commandments, right, onto our children, so that they could pass it on to their children and their children's children and so on and so forth, man. And we're paying for it, man. We're suffering because of that. And no amount of money ain't gonna change that. Right? So Ecclesiastes 7 and 12 again. It says, "For wisdom is a defense and money is a defense. But the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it," man. Now guess what? Money may make your life a bit easier. That's why it says that money is a defense, right? You're able to feed your family, you pay your bills, man, keep your lights on, right? But it says what? The excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it, man, right? And that's another thing again, because our people are so carnal minded, they don't understand there's two deaths, man. There's the spiritual death and there's the physical death, man. And majority of our people, they're spiritually dead, right? As the scriptures say, man, he that wandereth out the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. That's why people are thinking that, passing down money to the next generation is going to break these curses, and it ain't. Like I say, man, King Solomon was a perfect example of that, man. A perfect example of that, because the Lord told us, man, seek ye what? The kingdom of heaven first, right? And all these things shall be added unto thee, man, roughly paraphrasing, right? So this is 2 Chronicles, 11? Second Chronicles 11 and... No, 2 Chronicles 1. So like, yeah. And I'm going to start at verse 10, right? It says, "Give me now wisdom and knowledge." Now, do you know what? Let me start at 8, right, to get some context, right? This is 2 Chronicles chapter 1, verse 8. It says, "And Solomon said unto the Most High Yahweh, Thou hast showed great mercy unto David my father, and hast made me to reign in his stead. Now, Ha-Adawan Yahweh power, let thy promise unto David my father be established. For thou hast made me king over a people like the dust of the earth in multitude. Give me now wisdom and knowledge, that I may go out and come in before the people. For who can judge this people that is so great?" Right? And that's the spirit that King Solomon was in, man. right? And that's that. Even that alone, the fact that he asked that and supplicated unto the Heavenly Father to give him wisdom before anything else, that was wisdom in itself, right? That was wisdom in itself, to understand who gave wisdom, right? Let me get that. That's in Wisdom of Solomon, man. I believe it's in the 8th chapter. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8, verse 21. It says, "Nevertheless, when I perceived that I could not otherwise obtain her," speaking about wisdom, "except Yahweh gave her me, and that was a point of wisdom also, to know whose gift she was. I prayed unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, and sought him, and with all my heart I said, O Yahweh, power of my fathers, Ha'adon of mercy, who have made all things with thy word, and ordained man through thy wisdom, that they should have dominion over the creatures which thou hast made, and order the world according to equity and righteousness, and execute judgment with an upright heart," right? So the point was in the first verse, man, where it says, "Nevertheless, when I perceived that I could not otherwise obtain her, except Yahweh have given her me, that was a point of wisdom also, to know whose gift she was," man, right? And so let me jump back. Chronicles 1 and 8, it says, "And Solomon said unto the Most High, Yahweh, thou hast showed great mercy unto David my father, and hast made me to reign in his stead. Now, O Yahweh power, let thy promise unto David my father be established. For thou hast made me king over a people like the dust of the earth in multitude. Give me now wisdom and knowledge, that I may go out and come in before this people. For who can judge this thy people that is so great?" Right? "And the Most High said unto Solomon, because this was in thine heart, and thou hast not asked riches," right? And Jake, they would have been a majority of our people, right? That, don't have the full understanding of the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Our people that are up in the Christian churches, right? That are following after, Islam, all these other false religions, right? They be asking the Most High, or who they think is the Most High, which is really Satan. They be asking who they think is the Most High for riches, man, physical riches, man. Plant a seed, reap a windfall, man. Right? That's the mindset of our people. They think that gain is godly, right? But gain of what? Gain of spiritual gifts is what you should be looking to acquire, man. Right? Which is wisdom, right? It says, "And the Most High said unto Solomon, because it was thine heart, and thou hast not asked riches, wealth, or honor, nor the life of thine enemies, neither yet hast thou asked long life, but have asked wisdom and knowledge for thy people, over whom I have made thee king. Wisdom and knowledge is granted unto thee, and I will give thee riches and wealth and honor, such as none of the kings have had that have been before thee, neither shall there any after thee have the like," right? And again, that's what I mean about Jake living ass backwards, man. You see how Solomon did it, right? He sought the kingdom of heaven first, and then everything was added on to him, man. He didn't ask the Lord, make me rich, man. Give me long life. Give me the necks of my enemies, man. No, he sought out wisdom. He sought out knowledge. He sought out understanding. And the Lord was well pleased with that. He said, you know what? Because you did it the right way around, guess what? I'm going to add everything else onto thee, man. Right? And that's what I say, man, about putting everything into perspective, everything being done decently and in order. And our people are out of order. That's why they're thinking that, physical wealth is going to save them in the times to come, man. And it's not. It can't deliver you, man. Right? And it's not going to break these generational curses, man. Get it in your thick skulls, man. And I have to keep saying it again. There's nothing wrong with you leaving things behind for your children, but please make sure that it's this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding before anything else. Or it's going to come to naught. Plain and simple. Right? Let me get that in Proverbs. Because I quoted it. So let me get it. Proverbs. This is Proverbs chapter 11, and I go straight to the point. Verse 4, it says, riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness shall deliver from death, right? So say you're a man or a woman, right? and you're a multi-millionaire or multi-billionaire, and you're able to, you're happy with yourself, right? You know, you're happy with yourself. You're proud. You've been able to, you're real chuffed with yourself because you've been able to say to yourself, "Do you know what? I'm able to leave, millions, in assets, in land, in estates or whatever have you onto my children that, that their children's children will be fine." And, but understand this, man, right? That riches profit not in the day of wrath, man. But what? But righteousness delivereth from death, man. The wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and fear of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is what's going to deliver you from death, man. The mercy and the grace of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. That's it. That's the only thing that can deliver any of us, man. And as I keep on saying, a lot of our people going to learn that the hard way, right? Let's see you call on your money. Let's see your money, save you and your children in that day, man. Let's jump to Isaiah. I'm going to wrap it up in a minute. We're going on a bit longer than I thought, but, it's all through the Spirit, man. So, there's the Wadi Al Bashim Yal Shai. But even before I turned the camera on, my head was pounding and shit, man. Like I said, I've been under the weather, but, all that, when the Spirit's on you, man, all that shit goes out of your mind, man. So, the Wadi Al Bashim Yal Shai, man, as always. Say I wanted to go to Isaiah. Isaiah 33:6. It says, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation, and the fear of Ha'anawan Yahweh is his treasure." You see that? So wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is going to be our stability. That's what's going to keep us stable in these perilous times, in these days to come, man. When all hell's breaking loose, man. Right? When World War III's really kicking off. And guess what? It's in your town, man. Your neck of the woods, right? When these plagues, these pestilences, man. You got Hurricane Milton over there popping off in Tampa, Florida, right? What are you going to do when these troubles hit your doorstep? They're in your town, man. Right? Your money going to save you? Right? Your treasure going to save you? Or is just wisdom, knowledge, understanding going to keep you stable in that time, man? And fear Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. That's only going to bring you that salvation. It says, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. And the fear of Ha'anawan Yahweh is his treasure." That's our treasure, man. That's why scripture speaks about laying treasures up in heaven. Spiritual treasure, man. Right? Which is these laws, these statutes, these commandments, man. Us laboring, right? Us laboring in fear and in sincerity, man, in the name Yahweh, wa Yahweh Shai, man. Everything outside of that is done for, man. Everything outside of that is done for. I'll bring this out and I'll wrap it up, man. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6. I'll start from 15. And I'll jump down. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6, verse 15. It says, "To think thereupon her is perfection of wisdom, right? And whosoever watcheth for her shall quickly be without care." Right, now let me jump down. Verse 17, it says, "For the very true beginning of her is the desire of discipline, and the care of discipline is love," right? And we know, according to the scriptures, right, that the love of the Most High is what? Is the keeping of his commandments, right? It says, "And the love," that's a spirit, "and the love is the keeping of her laws, and the giving heed unto her laws is the assurance of incorruption." You see that? So as we know, the money is a defense, wisdom is as a defense, but wisdom is what? Is an assurance of incorruption, man. Right? And incorruption maketh us near unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, right? Therefore, desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom, man. See that? Right? The desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom, right? And that's treasure. That's true treasure, man. Fuck the trinkets here. To hell with all the trinkets here. You know, again, man. There's nothing wrong with you leaving, an inheritance or some money to your children, that they may leave it to their children, right? But let's put everything in order, man. Right? To you Israelites out there, man. You Negro men, Latino men, women and children, man. Right? We're meant to be binding this word upon the doorposts of your mind, man. Right? You're meant to be meditating the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, right? And then what? And then teaching these things unto your children, man. That's how we're going to break these generational curses, ultimately. That's how the kingdom of heaven is going to be ushered in. By us adhering to this word, right? And us keeping this word, man. Everything outside that, like I said, is not going to make it, man. So, Lord willing, I didn't babble on too much. Lord willing, lesson was edifying, exalting, and comforting in some way, shape, or form. I got to get ready for camp. So, to the next one, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Waha, Rachaha, Kodash, and Shalom to the elect. Shalom.